over the past, what, 30, or since the 80s, the world has had like three big shifts. One is a huge political shift, which is the work that I'm presenting here with an Indonesian artist, Heri, Dono, the one that you have seen probably. If I can walk closely on this side, this is something that is a bit, perhaps a bit more contemporary. This is a shift that I start seeing probably in the 2000s with the uprising of Asia, when Asia became more sensitive because it became a more plugged economy overall. Politically and economically became more relevant especially to the Western world. That tension, I'll say it's not clash, but that tension between the West and the East became more relevant as Asia became more prominent. This work, what it depicts is that relevance that Asia feels relative to, especially to international political forces, because since the 80s, after the breakup of this kind of like a duopoly that we had in politics before, communism versus capitalism, and when the Soviet collapsed, there's no, especially political movement became become very odd. There's no course. Then the United States has certainly, or capitalism in the West, I would generalize it that way, is on course to move forward, and then it's a big expansion on very progressive. And then we have the situation that happened, like 5 years ago, when this rise of nationalism, where I felt like people kind of like got tired of that kind of like a level of openness. The new generation were extremely progressive, whereas the old one were very, very, very defensive. And though we saw that rise of nationalism clearly depicted here by Trump and Brexit. This work is called Brexit and Trump's. And it's effectively depicting these two big cultural or political shifts that are happening internationally, are happening overseas, but are clearly are going to have an effect in Asia, which they do. I mean, everybody is fully aware of the trade wars and the tension that brings in Asia. So for me, I sensed that the artist here was, especially an artist like Heri Dono, which is more known to depict kind of like a magical realism through on Indonesia folklore. And I found this work quite interesting when he actually was depicting an international development and how that was affecting him regionally, or how it was affecting the region regionally. So that it's like that interpretation. I found that very interesting, and I decided to acquire it. What I like aesthetically, what I like though about this work is that the entire magical realism and that magical interpretation is. I found the work extremely fascinating, and he's a very accomplished artist. Has been, if I'm not mistaken, has been in a Venice Biennale. Is perhaps one of Asia's most representative contemporary artists. So that is actually the reason why I collected that work. I found, first of all, visually it's striking, but culturally I think is quite relevant. I mean, over time, this work will continue to tell stories. In 20, 30, 40 years' time, people will relate to the work and will understand that this was a very instrumental period in history.